The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Munker, his guests, and callers on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2020. All rights are reserved.
Broadcasting live from the ILTV studios located here at University Drive. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Munker, and I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm also a member of the local Catholic Christian community. To my right is my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Good to be here.
Today happens to be Thursday, the 11th of April, 2024. So I welcome citizens joining me. I welcome the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Last night has been a very interesting night as it relates to crime here on the island of New Providence and Paradise Island. We start off not necessarily in the order of the time, but last night, a dreadlock Negro male was executed, and according to a reporter who is quoting Commissioner of Police, that would be Mr. Clayton Fernanda, that Negro dreadlock Rasta, it is believed that his body was dropped off on Montgomery Road of Cowpen Road. You would recall that Montgomery is a place where they specialize in killing black people. You may have forgotten it, and I really do not want to be compelled to remind you of the many killings that took place in that community. So there was that murder, and then a Negro lady, well, let me withdraw Negro. A lady living in the western part of the island, it is alleged that she attempted to commit suicide. Then on Paradise Island, a 51-year-old Negro lady, believed to be a security officer, was sent to do some security surveillance in an area of Casino Drive, where it is alleged there are bushes. Well, she encountered two Negro men, and they raped and ravished her. There's more crime to report. I'll hold my breath and strengthen my heart and tell you more. This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save King Charles III and the entire royal family. Hold on, everybody. It's a killing. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Munker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. And last night has been so terrible. And I think that before I can talk about last night, I'm going to invite my spiritual advisor to gossip the gospel. Bradley, if it pleases you, behold the Bahamian people.
Absolutely, Sandra. You know, the thing is welcome to Freedom March, everybody. Good afternoon. One of the things that I started to address yesterday is understanding the distinguishing marks as relates to the first century church. Christianity has become so polluted with error over the years that it's hard to identify which church is the right church. No doubt there are multiplicity of churches all over the world, all claiming to be churches of the Lord Jesus Christ, but they're not. And the way you can identify them is just going back to the blueprint, the book. And I'm saying that what I will do over the next few days or weeks is we're going to look intently at the scriptures, see what the scriptures teach us on certain issues, and that this is how you identify the first century church. Yesterday we looked at the office of the elder and the overseer, and how we prove from scripture based on Titus chapter 1 that that office is held by a man and not a female. And so as the years progress from 1st century to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th centuries, we see some rules changing by man and not by God. So today we're going to look quickly at Colossians chapter 3. And we're going to look at instructions for Christian households and as it relates to the husband and wife relationship. It says in Colossians chapter 3, verses 18 to 20, Paul here addresses the church of Colossae, and he says, "Wives, submit yourselves to your husbands, as it is fitting in the Lord. Husbands, love your wives, and do not be harsh with them." That's very important. Husbands, love your wives, and do not be harsh with them. Children, obey your parents in everything, for this pleases the Lord. And that's very important as well. The instructions coming from the Apostle Paul through the Holy Spirit to the church at Colossae. And he says, "Wives, submit yourselves to your husbands as is fitting in the Lord." And then it says, "Husbands, love your wives. Do not be harsh with them." And then the instructions to the children is to obey your parents in everything, for this pleases the Lord. Colossians chapter 3, 18 to 20. May the word of God forever and ever be blessed. Amen. Thank you so much, Ms. Medusa. Back to you, Sandra.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Absolutely.
Well, last night, the nation experienced its 38th murder for the year when a dreadlock Rasta, he was found executed on Montgomery Road off Cowpen Road in the southwestern part of the island of New Providence. And his body would have been discovered about around 11 p.m. A journalist who covered Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernanda has reported that the commissioner suspects that the dreadlock Rasta was not killed on Montgomery Road, that he was murdered elsewhere, and his body was dropped off there. According to a Negro source who visited the crime scene very, very early, he said he saw fresh blood coming from the head of the dreadlock deceased. So that is breaking news. And of course, for those of you who would have been following news coming out of Cowpen and Montgomery Road, there's been quite a number of murders that took place on Montgomery Road. I don't like to go into it because the murders are very gruesome. You would recall that there was a murder where a Negro lady who had roots in one of the Caribbean islands, she was slaughtered while she was carrying an 8-month baby. And the Negro man is alleged to have killed her and others. And so it's a very tragic incident that took place on Montgomery. So Montgomery Road, has a history of killing people, okay? I don't want to go into it because I'm still disturbed over the fact that a man could murder a pregnant woman when she was not really his intended target, merely carrying baby for the intended target. So they just killed up everybody. It's so tragic. So that is what took place there. Then, in the western part of the island, a female, reportedly about 35 years old, she has some problems, and it is reported that she took something from over the counter and she drank it in an attempt to end her life. However, people were successful in perhaps taking her to the hospital, and I'm hearing that she has survived. So that's another tragedy. And then on Paradise Island, in an area that is called Casino Drive, Casino Road, Casino Boulevard. A 51-year-old security, and it's a national disgrace that them people would send a 51-year-old woman in a sensitive area to check on things. Well, 2 Negro men hiding in the Paradise Island bushes. They waited for her, and they accosted her, took her into the bushes, and raped her. That is what happened to the security. And then, of course, everybody tells me, now listen, just say Paradise Island. Don't identify any of the hotels or any of the resorts like I own them. All right? But something said to me, let me listen to these people. So I'm not going to tell you the hotel. I'm not going to tell you the resort. I'm not going to tell you who she was working for. But whoever she was working for, they are weightless for sending a lone female security officer in that area where there's bush and 2 Negro men hiding in the midst of tourism. And that is what they did there. So that is very devastating to the female security guard. I'm going to have a talk with Mr. Wayne Monroe, because most citizens might not be aware that when it comes to security officers, security guards, and inquiry guards and investigators, it comes under the Minister of National Security, and all of these people who are conducting security work, doing inquiries, are supposed to have license, and Mr. Monroe has a political duty to ensure that these rich people who is hiring the security put in the necessary protection. 1, to make sure they're being paid. 2, to make sure that you tell these companies you can't have one person checking on very sensitive areas, because we have seen where many security officers have been killed. I don't want to bring up the killing of the security officer at one of the government schools. All right? I really don't want to bring that up. But if I'm pushed, I'll have to remind you how they killed the security guard at one of the government schools. So I think Mr. Monroe should call in those people who have security and ensure, 1, that they're paying properly, 2, that we get rid of having one security on duty. It's always better to have more than one security, because I did security work. And I do confess, it was just me, but I always had a dog that I took with me. And then as my security skills improved, I trained a cat. And nobody thought that the pussy cat that I took with me to work was trained, until the boss tested me, and I waited. He said, where are you going with this cat? And when I instructed the cat to slap him, he didn't realize I was the best security guard to have there working at the Bahamas Taxi Cab Union in the 80s. So that is what has happened. So my spiritual advisor, we have had a murder.
Wow.
Last night, the police does not believe that the dreadlock Rasta was killed at that spot, that he was murdered elsewhere, his body dropped off there. And then, of course, the female who attempted suicide, the 51-year-old security female who was raped on Paradise Island, but they begged me not to say exactly where it is, like if I own hotel over there, and so forth. So that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
There.
That's unfortunate. Yeah. Very unfortunate indeed.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we thought we will tell people that. Meanwhile, this afternoon, the government will, I don't know if I should use the word, officially open up the Renaissance subdivision of Carmichael Road, or better still, I should say that around 5 p.m., under the auspices of Prime Minister Philip Davis, the minister responsible for housing and urban renewal, that would be Mr. Keith Bell, they will be giving out keys to new home owners, and I've had a series of women who have been calling me and complaining that they want a house. Well, I want you to know that both Prime Minister Davis, who's the minister responsible for money, for financing, the Prime Minister is going to be there, and Mr. Bell is going to be there. I'm coming after the show, but I sent Marcus Louis in advance to start covering until I arrive. But this is a wonderful day for us, all of us who need housing. Go down to the subdivision, and I'm certain that Keith Bell will be more than happy to write up people who are interested in housing, okay? So I want thousands of people to start heading on the way to get to the Renaissance housing subdivision is you take Gladstone Road heading south to Carmichael Road, and when you get to the T-junction you take a right turn and you continue, and then you hug the curve and bam, that's where it is. And you can go to that opening and see the many keys that the government will be giving out this evening. I just can't wait to knock off so I can go down there and, you know, see the people get their keys. I think I would enjoy it. My spiritual advisor, what a wonderful day. The government has built quite a number of homes.
Which is great.
People will be given their keys, and I'd like to see whether or not the government has introduced what I hope would be a landscaping policy. I always yearn for a day where not only will we be given houses, but we will landscape. I don't know if they landscape
I think,
place.
yeah, normally what they do is they just give you a little small portion of landscaping, which would probably be like a part of the grass that can probably do cover like 500 square feet. You get that around the front area of the house. And they may put one or two plants, but the sides and the back, you know, they normally...
They don't?
No, they let...
Well, we have to change that.
Landscaping is expensive, you know.
My spiritual advisor, I yearn for a day where in the package will be proper landscaping and proper fencing or walling. All right? I just yearn for that day.
I mean, they separate the properties.
Not only that, I'd like to see, you know, to have a nice house and there's no landscaping is like wearing a coat suit
without proper
barefoot.
shoes. Yeah.
All right? So the government must find a way to which we can now add as a part of the package landscaping.
And that's where you can get some business.
And this is where you can get some business.
So I'm in the landscaping
You
business.
are in the landscaping, yeah. And do you know how to landscape under the PLP? Because most of your experience came from under the FNM.
A lot of my experience came under the PLP as well.
Really?
I had contracts under both parties.
You never told me this before.
Yeah. When the PLP was in power, we had a young man by the name of Greg Burrows. Remember Greg Burrows from Freedom Farm?
I know Greg Burrows. Greg Burrows was a contractor?
Yeah, Greg used to be
He had contracts as well?
Listen to me. Greg used to be in charge of beaches and parks.
Really?
And Greg always made sure that I got a contract.
Really?
Always made sure.
Really?
Always made sure I had a contract. Then you had another MP for Southern Shores. His name is Ken Dorset.
Was he PLP?
Listen, Ken Dorset, in my opinion, was the best MP ever had.
Really?
All right?
Okay.
Ken Dorset, if I didn't go to pick up my contract, Ken would call me and say, listen, Bradley, where are you?
And this was your MP?
I got your contract in my hand. You need to sign for it.
Really?
I'm telling you.
Man, you had a wonderful MP.
I'm telling you.
I've never been able to find an MP who tell me they
I never had an MP like Ken Dorset.
Really?
Listen, hands down.
And you voted F&M?
Hands down. Ken Dorset was my boy.
And you voted F&M?
You know what I mean?
Goodness me.
That's because you tell me to vote F&M.
I told you to vote F&M, my spiritual advisor?
Don't try that.
Wow.
You tell me to vote F&M.
Why are you putting that on me?
You tell me to vote for Frankie Campbell.
I told you to vote for him?
Yes.
Now give us a good reason why.
Parce que Frankie, il parlait en pile créole.
Ah, man! Yes, on me.
See?
Umanti.
Yeah, I know I'll get you.
Imanti.
I know I'll get you.
Tout mon haïtien, Imanti.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Under the PLP, I've had contracts when the F&M came to power. I must say that Hubert Ingram treated me very well.
Papa?
Oh, man. I made more money when Papa was Prime Minister than any other Prime Minister.
Really?
I'm telling you. Hands down.
Papa.
If you go to the Ministry of Works archives
Yes.
and check out my landscaping company number,
Yeah.
you'll see that I probably made close to $300,000.
Man, don't talk no nonsense.
All right.
Wow.
Okay. Facts there.
Well, you better let's bring Papa back then.
Right? And then, of course, when a lot of that work was from environmental health,
Yes.
I met Melanie McKenzie. She's a gem.
She's a
gem.
gem.
Yeah, man.
What is a gem?
She's a fair person. And that
This
she made
is
sure the
powerful.
work was spread. You know what I mean?
This is powerful.
Absolutely.
This is Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. His revelation is powerful. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save King Charles III. I'll be right back after the break. Hold on, everybody. Be right back. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Rule is my spiritual advisor. And I think this is the time we should pay at least 2 bills. Bradley, you want to go first?
Yes, come sail with us to Eleuthera. Of course, TNT Shipping Lines wants to sail to Eleuthera on the motor vessel Arabian to Three Island Dock in North Eleuthera. So it's leaving Port-of-Ski on Friday, the 12th of April 2024 at 11 a.m. And it's returned to Nassau on Saturday, April the 13th at 6 p.m. So the motor vessel Arabian is sailing to Eleuthera, and it's going to be docking at the Three Island Dock in North Eleuthera, leaving Port-of-Ski Dock Friday, April the 12th, 2024 at 11 a.m. Of course, returning to Nassau Saturday, April the 13th at 6 p.m. And of course, the second vessel, the motor vessel Captain Theo, is going to be sailing down to Ettrick Bay, Eleuthera, leaving Port-of-Ski Dock Friday, April the 12th, 2024 at 6 p.m. And of course, return to Nassau Sunday, April the 14th at 10 a.m. So the motor vessel Captain Theo will be collecting freight from 7 a.m. until 3 p.m. passenger vehicles. For more information, please contact the telephone number 361-7556. So the motor vessel Captain Theo will be sailing to Ettrick Bay, Eleuthera, leaving Port-of-Ski Dock Friday, April 12, 2024 at 6 p.m. Of course, return to Nassau Sunday, April 14th at 10 a.m. The motor vessel Captain Theo will be collecting freight from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Of course, passenger vehicles. For more information, please contact 361-7556. Back to you, Sandra.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor. Everybody needs money always. Send money internationally and locally through Western Union with MoneyMax. Download the MoneyMax app today to send cash instantly to a family member or friend anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. MoneyMax, live your MoneyMax life, and that is powerful. Well, I thank you, Mr. Producer. Listen, one of the people them says that they see coffee or some stain on my white shirt. Listen, everybody know I'm 67, and today I went to a memorial service at the headquarters of the governing Progressive Liberal Party. It was a memorial service for the late Franklin Ferguson Sr., a stalwart counsel in the governing Progressive Liberal Party. And of course, the headquarters was filled to its capacity as PLP stalwarts from around the island of New Providence and other islands closer to New Providence gathered to remember and to celebrate the life of Franklin Ferguson. And of course, Mr. Ferguson is a justice of the peace. He's also a local businessman. He has operated for many, many years. It's almost like a mini hotel, lounge and bar and restaurant on Palm Tree Avenue in the Coconut Grove subdivision. And he's been an outstanding citizen, an outstanding father, a very, very good friend. And Mr. Franklin Ferguson and I, we became close perhaps around 2020. And he was one PLP who came in search of me, who thanked me every time he saw me for my sacrifice, recognizing that I, to quote him, an F&M, willing to support the PLP. He thought I was a great fellow. And then when he discovered that I had a quiet feeding ministry, quiet, every 2 weeks he would send to me 1 or 2 grouper this long out of Acklands and Crooked Island. And he said to me, since you are doing this, I'm going to make sure that the people you are cooking for, they have grouper. And so every other 2 weeks I would go to his small hotel restaurant. There he would instruct an obedient son, a full-grown man, but obedient. And when I would arrive, he would say, would you please go and get the groupers for Mr. Monker? And I would, just watch to see what the son is going to do. And he would just go and get the grouper. And he said, now, do you want me to cut it up for you, Mr. Monker? And I said, you think you can do it? And when I look, he would take that grouper and, trim it down and cut it up and so forth. So he's a great citizen, and PLPs remembered him. And I think he will be buried this Saturday. But tomorrow I'll tell you definitely where and the time. And Mr. Ferguson did die in the United States of America, perhaps on the 30th of March, just gone. So the PLP celebrated, and I was rather moved by the speech and the remarks of one of the vice chairman of the PLP, Mr. Arrington Minky Isaac, who told PLPs what kind of citizen and what kind of member of the Progressive Liberal Party Franklin Ferguson was, and the role he played, and how he supported the many candidates of the Progressive Liberal Party. So while there, Marcus bought me a nice cup of PLP coffee, and as Mr. Arrington Watkins was speaking, something he said that invoked my emotion, and the next thing I know, my brand new white shirt got spilled with coffee. So blame Marcus for his hospitality, and blame Mr. Arrington Minky Isaac for touching my soul with some of the final remarks he made. So it is my hope and prayer that Franklin Ferguson will rest in peace, and that his wife and his children, a wonderful family, that they will never forget him. This is powerful. Well, my spiritual advisor, having said that, I want to look at another matter. Last night and today is interesting. You will note that I started the show by telling you that a dreadlock Rasta was murdered. His body, according to one of the Negro reporters, he says he's relying on Commissioner Police Clayton Fernanda, who feels that he was not actually murdered on Montgomery Road. And then I told you about the 35-year-old Negro, the 35-year-old lady. The police has hidden her identity, who attempted suicide. And then I give you the story about the 51-year-old security guard on Paradise Island who was raped by two Negro men hiding in Casino Boulevard or Casino Road bushes while she was sent to do a security check. Can you imagine that? You send a woman. Anyway, well, today, the Minister of Agriculture, I'm advised, he spoke at a press conference at the office of the Prime Minister. That would be the Honorable Jomo Campbell. And Mr. Campbell, as you know, is Minister of Agriculture. And as Minister of Agriculture, he will be responsible for the production of food, the planting of seeds. But it appears that he will also be responsible for providing Crown land for the growth of marijuana. So I'm being advised that Jomo is promising that the government, according to one of our reporters, that the government will provide Crown land to grow marijuana. So I'm praying over it. Crown land to grow marijuana. So as I approach 68, many of these things just have me, upset. I won't tell you today why I am upset, but Crown land to grow marijuana. I decided that I'm going to send for a high priest. There's a high priest. I'm going to send for him. Do you know I have a nephew who's a high priest? I'm going to have a talk with him and say to him, my blessed nephew, are you behind encouraging the government to give land to grow marijuana? I'm going to send for him. Okay? I think I'm going to play uncle with him. He will play nephew. That's what I like about him. We know how to play it. Whenever I see him, I say my nephew, he say my uncle. So I'm going to send for him and tell him how uncle don't want him to smoke no dope. Yeah. So I don't know. And see if I could get him to encourage other of my family members whom I have reason to believe, is committing these kind of sins. Anyway, I thought I'd tell you that. So it appears that in this new attempt to legalize marijuana, you're going to have land. Now there is one Bahamian who has his land ready. Okay, so I've been watching the fact that he got what I will call dope land ready. Okay, and I don't know. I have decided that perhaps I need to look at his family because they've been in the drugs business from the 1920s, and I think they already made their dope money. If there's new dope money to be made, shouldn't it be like a new generation of people? People like, Brother X and them. I don't know. I'll pray over it and I'll leave that for the time being. You don't have to comment, my spiritual advisor.
No, but you're throwing rock at the family, so.
Well, I always throw rock.
Well, political rock, that is.
Yeah, I do throw rock, my spiritual advisor.
Well, I mean, if they're moving ahead with looking at the medicinal use of marijuana.
They're looking at the what?
Medicinal.
Okay.
Medical purpose.
Okay.
And so they want to be able to cultivate this. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to be in charge of doing this and who's going to benefit from it more from a financial standpoint.
Okay.
But I have a pretty good idea as to who's going to be involved.
You do? Please don't say it.
No, I won't. I won't.
Okay.
I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
Yeah. But you still control the show now?
When you say control the show, what you mean?
I understand O.J. Simpson died. Is that so?
O.J. Simpson. Who O.J. Simpson?
I don't know. The former football.
Yeah, that is.
Controversial
Yeah,
stuff.
they have been reporting that O.J. Simpson.
Has he died for you? Because it's all
I
kind of
really
fake
don't
things
know,
be
but
coming out
someone
nowadays.
told me that O.J. Simpson has died.
Who's reporting this?
Apparently, they got it off the website that he died.
You gotta be careful with these websites, man. You know, they're
Oh,
always posting
you're
these
suggesting
fake
that he's
deaths.
not dead?
I don't know. It all depends on what's the source.
Okay. Well,
He is, producer? Wow.
okay.
If he is, I remember as a young boy. That's if he is now. I remember as a young boy growing up in Camp Road. You ever hear about a place called G.R. Sweeting?
J.R. Sweeting, I'm quite familiar with J.R.
Yeah.
Sweeting.
And of course, Mora. You ever hear about Mora's Toyland?
I do know Mora Toyland.
Listen, my parents bought me a shirt. I remember it very, very clearly. It's a gold shirt with number 32 on it.
Really?
Yeah, O.J. Simpson. Yeah, man. O.J. Simpson number 32. That was my favorite number when I was a young little boy. So it's one of those things.
1 minute.
Go
Are
ahead.
you calling to confirm that O.J. died?
Yeah, he died. He died this morning. He's 76.
O.J. is 76. He died this morning. Where did he die?
He died in the States, honey.
Okay.
He
Now,
died
this is the same O.J. Simpson.
Around the bed.
This is the same O.J. who is accused
Who's acquitted of murder.
murdering
His wife
his
and
former wife
and lover.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's lover.
and Mr. Goldman.
Woman.
He's 76.
He's 76.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you for confirming it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so O.J. Simpson is dead. Okay, wow.
Okay.
His life has been making so many different turns after he was, acquitted of murder. And if it doesn't fit, then you must acquit. I remember those words.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't we have
Johnny
a
Cochran?
song almost similar to that?
I don't know, but Johnny Cochran
If it
became.
don't fit?
Don't force it. Oh, gee. Man, Santa, man. Oh boy. If it doesn't fit, then you must acquit. I can remember very, very clearly. O.J. Simpson stand up in court and he keeps turning his hand back and forth with his black glove on.
Really?
Johnny Cochran did an excellent job defending him.
Where's Johnny Cochran now?
Johnny Cochran died.
So he's dead and O.J. is dead.
That's interesting. As a matter of fact, Johnny Cochran became very popular as a lawyer after winning this case.
Really?
Now listen, as it relates to the case with O.J. Simpson, now listen, I'm not saying that he should have killed her, but I understand.
What do you mean you shouldn't say he should kill her? A jury in the United States of America
Yeah, I know.
acquitted him of that high crime.
But
It is unfair for
Personally,
you.
I
want you to
I
listen
thought
to
he
me
was
for a
guilty.
second. I want you to listen.
I thought he was
I want you to
guilty.
listen to me for a second.
Okay.
A jury has acquitted him. You have no right to attempt to raise up the gown tail.
Could I have an opinion on it?
Nor do you have a right to say you understand him committing murder.
Okay, I retract that.
I thank you, my
But
spiritual
when you
advisor.
examine the case, the police officer, who was a racist, in his haste to condemn or to, really put the case together, made some fundamental errors. And that just sealed the deal.
What error did he make?
Well, he lied.
What lie did he tell?
He lied about the scene, when he went on the scene. A couple things, I forget what his name was again now. White police officer investigator. How did I forget his name? Anyhow.
Go ahead.
But Johnny Cochran took him to task and made him look, as if he was not credible at all as far as his police work is concerned. The police work, the investigation on O.J. Simpson was attacked and it crumbled, and O.J. got off.
Who were members of the jury?
I can't remember. Mark Furman was the investigator. Remember that name?
Right, but who were the jury?
I can't remember. I'll have to go back to
Who
the
were
case.
the people who comprised the jury?
Black and white.
Okay.
Black and white. There were some black folks, there was some white folks. But Mark Furman caused that case.
What sin did he commit?
His whole investigation was botched. He made some terrible mistakes as a police officer.
Okay.
And that kind of like sealed the deal.
Yeah.
OJ.
I have another Negro citizen who wants to comment. Are you calling to support the spiritual advisor?
Yes,
Go ahead.
the police officer was Mark Furman.
Yes.
He was the lead investigator.
Uh-huh.
He botched the case straight up.
Yep.
What did he do?
His statement did not line up.
Okay.
There's a lot of loopholes was in it, and so Johnny Cochran took him for a ride.
Yep.
Okay.
Tear 'em apart.
Now
Tear him apart.
you're not saying this because Mark Furman is white.
No, sir.
But even that came out.
Okay,
and was
I thank you.
It was proven that Mark Furman was a racist, and that prejudiced the whole case.
What evidence did they produce to show that
Sandra,
Mark was
I know
a
how long
racist?
this case was, man.
My
You have to
spiritual
go back.
advisor, merely asked
I'm
you
just
a
shooting
question.
things out.
We'll shoot things and to answer that
But
question.
I'll have to go
please.
back to the archives to answer you correctly, because I don't
Okay.
want to answer you correctly. But it was a case that drew international media. It was the first case that I witnessed live on TV that drew the attention of millions and millions.
And why do you
millions
think
of
it
people.
drew the attention
Because
of
of
millions?
because of who O.J. Simpson was.
And who was he?
I like him. Honestly, I like O.J.
Who
Simpson.
was OJ?
He was a black American football player. An excellent. Was he a running back, Mr.
Or
Producer?
was he an Oreo?
He was half mixed. Miss Medusa, was OJ a running back? I think he may have been, if I'm not mistaken.
Or a quarterback?
No, I think he was running. He
Okay.
was a running man.
All
He's a
right.
running man. But I liked OJ.
You like OJ?
Yeah, as a matter of fact. He's a running back? Yeah. Listen, all the black American women was in love with him. Not only that, too.
All the black American women were in love with him?
Oh, yeah. But
Really?
I don't know why he chose to marry a white woman. But, well, let's not get into that.
Well,
Forget about that. I'm sorry I made that
but
statement.
we can
eh?
discuss that.
But that's popular among black athletes.
Really?
They tend to marry white women. Yeah.
Really?
It's popular. Yeah. I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know why they sell out their soul sisters. But anyhow.
Why are you suggesting that there is a selling of soul sisters?
I don't know.
Is it not possible that a man may fall in love with
Yes.
a woman and
This is true.
it doesn't matter what
Yes.
she looks like?
But I believe one of the reasons why these black players, very popular sport players in particular, marry white women, because you could get white women to sign prenup. But
Really?
Yeah, but you can't fool black women to say,
Really?
listen, I signing that I giving all this up because I want to marry you.
Is it possible that
no,
they're
no.
looking for great children?
I don't know, Sandra. But very powerful black athletes tend to be able to control white women more than they can control black
That
women.
isn't true.
That's my opinion.
You're wrong.
Okay, I could be wrong.
We
but-
had a man that we're not clear if he was black. His name was Tiger Finlayson. Not Tiger Finlayson. Jesus of mercy.
Tiger Woods.
Mr. Finlayson, please forgive me. His name is Tiger
Tiger
Woods.
Woods.
Right? And when that woman catch him scheming, she just wheel his backside up.
Yeah.
Don't forget now, black women would tolerate sweethearting. White women don't tolerate sweethearting. Isn't that so?
Yeah,
Huh?
I guess so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And mind you, yes, thank you so much, Texter. I did remember something about some blood samples that Mark Furman may have had in his pocket or something like that. And it may have been planted someplace in O.J. Simpson's house. All right? That was a bloody scene at that restaurant. I don't know how...
Did you look at the English investigation? Do you know that the English did an investigation
Scotland Yard?
independent of
Scotland
the
Yard?
Americans?
Scotland Yard?
And they put...
I'm sorry, forgive me, please, people.
And they put the murder on a relative of O.J.
Listen, you ain't believe this, Santo. I've always, in my mind, I was always convinced O.J. Simpson committed those crimes.
Okay.
I'm convinced of that.
Okay.
But he got off.
Okay. Now,
His
what,
case was botched.
what made you...
They had him, you know.
What you thought?
They had him.
What convinced you that he committed the crime?
Apparently, there was a cut on O.J. Simpson's hand.
Okay.
And his excuse was that he was out to dinner.
Okay.
And when he heard something had happened, he smashed the glass and it cut him on his hand.
Wow.
I mean, that works for a lot of people.
Okay.
And then his driver, I think his driver may have had some very pertinent information that could have sealed the deal. The time of the pickup and drop off, and the case was very interesting. Very interesting case.
O.J. Simpson is dead. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. This is powerful. Hold on, everybody. We'll be right back. Hold on, everybody. This is powerful. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. And this is a time when we do birthdays. Bradley, do you have any?
Let's see if we have any birthdays. Yes, I think we do have.
Well, while you search for them, let me...
Oh, there's one there.
Okay, go ahead.
Is this on your phone? It's on me. And that is for today. Okay, here we go. We want to say a happy birthday special. Sorry, we want to say a happy special birthday shout out to Aunt Glacy. We understand she's 100 years old.
Wow.
And she is in Sandy Point, Abaco. It's coming from her entire family and the Mount Zion Baptist Church family. They say they love you, Auntie Glacy. Blessings to you, and we hope you live to enjoy some more.
Happy birthday.
100. Wow, that is indeed
What a
a
blessing.
milestone. Yes, she's been blessed. Who else do we have? Yes, I do have this young lady here too. We want to wish a very special happy birthday shout out to Philippa. It's coming from your mom, Philippa. Philippa, your mom wish you a happy birthday. Huh? My mom was here? Oh, sorry, your mom works here, Philippa. Okay, great. Happy birthday to you. All the best to you. And we hope you live to enjoy many, many more. Who else do you have there? Okay, this young lady here. We want to wish Renee Wiley happy 8th birthday. It's coming from your mom, your dad, your sister, and everyone that loves you. Happy 8th birthday, Renee Wiley. Okay. Sorry. Oh, sorry, yes. That looks like Rain, not Renee. R-A-Y-N-E, one E. All right, so it could be Rain Wiley. I'm sorry for pronouncing your name wrong, young lady, okay? Forgive me. So that's happy 8th birthday to Rain Wiley. Coming from your mom, your dad, sister, and everyone that loves you. Who else do we have there, Mr. Medusa? Let's see. Is that on me? So we want to wish this beautiful young lady here. Let me say, may have passed on the way up. Yes, she's one of the women that I understand. Happy birthday. Wishing this special 41st birthday to the daughter Miss Mitzi Latoya Gomez at Bank of the Bahamas is coming from her father, Inspector General Clarence Russell. Her husband, Mr. Trevor Gomez, her daughter, Talia Gomez, siblings Nadia, Chavette, Christina, Tanaj, and Clarence. Okay, may she live to see and enjoy many more. It is our prayer over her today. Thanking you in advance, sir. Okay, P.S. She's one woman then, and I am an alumni and schoolmate of one of Rodney Munker's reformed CC's Reading Cobras.
This is powerful.
That's coming from Clarence A. Russell
Yes.
II, Inspector General, OPM, MOFA.
Yes.
Ministry of Foreign Affairs?
We went to the same school.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Let's see. Okay. Now you can't do this. Now you send these happy birthday. They want to send a happy birthday to Patrice Ellis. It's coming from her husband Bishop Neil Ellis, her son Jonathan, and daughter Renisha Ellis, and Montego family. All right. So you have to. Whenever you do this, send it to 323-7775. Please, all birthday requests. Please send them to 323-7775. Not to my phone personally. Okay. You want to send directly into. Again, it is 5:03. It's too late to be sending these birthday wishes in. Okay, please don't do this to me. The number is 323-7775. We have order here. Please send these birthday wishes in. They have to get into the desk before 3 o'clock in order to spur the moment while we're doing birthdays. In all fairness to me, okay? I thank you so much. We want to send a happy 5th birthday out to Renee Evans. It's coming from your family, okay? Happy birthday to you. I guess the producer will put it on at some point. All right. I don't mean to be harsh, but you can't send in the birthday request at 5 o'clock. Okay. Anyhow, Senator, go ahead. What do you have?
Well, I have no birthday other than I want to do a shout out. And I want to shout out to Evangelist Ethel Rule and her charming husband, the Reverend Joseph Rule. And of course, I met Reverend Rule at the Progressive Liberal Party memorial this morning for the late Franklin Ferguson. So I salute them. Well, while we are at it, I want to talk, because I'm certain you finished with birthdays.
Hold on.
You have more birthdays?
Okay, I understand she's 5 years old. Happy birthday. Is that Regine? Is that how you pronounce that? Regine? Yeah, you're saying sorry about this, but please.
My spiritual advisor.
Okay.
Suffer not the little children. Go ahead.
So, happy birthday. Don't do this again. Happy birthday to Regine, coming from your Nana, Renee Evans, and family. Okay, she's 5 years old. Happy birthday to
Happy
you.
birthday, my
We
dear.
hope you live to enjoy many, many more.
This is powerful. Well, talking about birthdays, 1958 to now is about how many years, my spiritual advisor?
Wow, 1958.
When you figure out the maths, let me know. 58 to
I
now.
was born in 66, and I'm
All right.
58.
Yeah,
So
so
that's probably
add 12 more years to that, eh?
yeah, 60 something, I guess.
Okay, I'm certain you will work it out for me, because you used to work in the bank, right? This is powerful. Well, I'm getting complaints from the Department of Social Services, particularly the one in Mountel Heights. And I'm very concerned over the fact that there are sick people who, I'm advised, are sent to the Department of Social Services from the Princess Margaret Hospital. That is what I have been told. And then when they arrive at social services,
66.
they are treated in a very disrespectful manner. And it must stop. The people at social services in Mountel Heights, other than that, I'm going to have to come to Mountel Heights to complain. If poor people are sent by the Princess Margaret Hospital to get the social assistance, then we should be very sensitive. We should have feelings for them. We should be kind. We should not be disrespectful. And it's getting out of hand. and it needs to be stopped. And those who are in charge must prevent it. It must be prevented. And then I'm very distressed over some of the complaints that I'm receiving. I just don't like it. I don't think we should treat human beings who are in need and has turned to a government agency for help. I don't think we should be unkind to them. I don't think we should belittle them. I really don't think we should do that. I think we should be tolerant. I think we should be more loving. I think we should do everything to assist, because the average person, if they could do better, they wouldn't come. I'm going to leave that for today. I'm going to hope that I won't get those complaints. I really don't want to bring poor people on TV to complain over how their feelings have been hurt and how, as senior citizens, they ought not be disrespected. I feel hurt for them. I feel shame for them. I honestly feel shame for them. The only comfort I take is that they were talking to me over the phone, so they couldn't see my real emotion. So I want us to be more kinder, okay? Social service, its resources belong to the Bahamian people. So share it with the Bahamian people. Do that. And if people come from the hospital for help, please give it to them, okay? Please. I'm going to leave that for the time being. And after that, I'm going to start letting the people's voices be heard, because we shouldn't treat them like that. So I thought I'll tell that to you for what it is worth, and that is powerful. Well, having said that, I'm certain by now the Minister of Housing, that's Keith Bell, and the Prime Minister, they should have started that ceremony at least 12 minutes ago in the Renaissance subdivision on Carmichael Road, in which there's going to be quite a number of keys that will be given to citizens who have been successful in applying for mortgages. And there are thousands of people who want to have a home. And we need to do everything to make sure that every citizen, it has nothing to do with politics, who wants a house, we find a way to help them to get a mortgage and help them to get a house. And this house got to be hurricane proof. All right? Hurricane proof, because a couple of years ago, I happened to be in the pine barren forest, and I discovered a couple of rock houses built in the bushes. Wayne Monroe has not found those houses, and I've not told him where those houses are. Oh, they're beautiful. Oh boy, there are some beautiful rock houses that people have built secretly in the pine barren. And that's the kind of house that we need to start building. House out of limestone rock. Oh, they're beautiful, they're beautiful, they're beautiful. And they're hurricane proof. They would be similar to the kind of hurricane proof homes that we built in Cat Island, and Acklands and Crooked Island, and Long Island, Andros, many, many years ago. So Keith Bell and the Prime Minister is there, and they're giving out house key, and it is my hope and prayer that those Bahamians who want to get a mortgage, that they can get it, and an affordable one, okay? Good bedroom, big bedrooms, right? High foundation, the foundation need to be big. So if there's plenty rain, we don't have to worry about that kind of situation. So listen, we have to house our people, okay? the house people, and we must do everything to make sure that every citizen who wants a house is able to get one, man. I think it'll make nice life so better for all of our people if they can get a nice, comfortable house for their children. And then I look forward to a day when the land will be big. And this is how you will tell if your land is big. If your children could fly good in the yard, then it's a big piece of a yard. The children must be able to just run with the kite, and you don't got to worry about them running in the road, because all they got is land. They're just running and hissing kite. And then they could have a little farm in the back of the yard, you know, and grow little things, little cassava, you know, pigeon peas, some okra, you know, pumpkin, things like that. So that is what is going on there, and it is my hope and prayer that every Bahamian, and you may not believe me, I've been all over the place, and people ask me the problem they're having in getting their houses, and they want their homes, and we all deserve to have a comfortable home, good adequate space, nice indoor bathrooms, you know, that kind of thing. So let's keep pushing for it. Right, my spiritual advisor?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's powerful. So let's see what's going on. Okay, I don't know if I want to talk about this matter, because I discussed it before the media spoke about it today. I'm talking about Tigasua, Norman.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
where the parent of Omar Davis Jr., his mom, calls the sentence a slap on the wrist, and rightfully so. Because 15 years for murder is really a light sentence. But you probably could explain that better than I could. They call it a plea deal. What does that mean?
Well, I think essentially what everybody is ignoring is that the prosecution did not go into full detail
About
the dispute
between
the deceased,
and
the defendant. I must confess that there are certain cases, depending who are involved. I watched the case, and I did watch this particular case because Norman Toussaint happens to have Haitian ancestry, and so I quietly watch. Quietly. And then, as I watched, I gathered intelligence. And we have to tell our sons that they should not involve their lives in matters that are controversial, in issues that are provocative. There are certain social issues that if you are involved in it, it will lead to disaster. Blackmail will lead to disaster. So if two young men are involved in sin, and the other, I'm not justifying anything. I'm not justifying no killing or nothing. I'm just giving out facts. So if two young men are involved in sin that both men recognize constitute blackmail. I don't want you to tell nobody that I've committed this sin. You don't want nobody to know that you have also participated in the committing of the sin. And then the evidence emerges, and there's no resolution to the destruction of the evidence. Then chaos and violence break out. So that is what the prosecution didn't say. The prosecution didn't say that Norman has accused the deceased of holding imagery that Norman regarded as blackmail, that Norman regarded as embarrassing. And therein lies the problem. Would that lead to death? In this case, it did. I'm not trying to justify it. I believe that all people who commit murder should be executed. But the prosecution, you see, the prosecution didn't want to pursue it. And they didn't want to pursue it because in our society we are intimidated over kinky sex. That's what it is. We are intimidated over it. So, we've seen in this society many men who have been killed, and the argument that has been advanced has been prejudice. There's a killing that took place the other day, and the murderer, he alleged that he killed the man because the man threatened his man-didacy. That's what he claims. Now, let's assume that the man did threaten his man-didacy. He could have said to him, you are threatening my man-didacy, this is evil, I gone! And just break up run. But he decided that, according to him, he had to kill him. But he could have run away. He could have break up run. But if you were dead, I could lie on you. So if you're dead, I can tell the police any kind of thing, having committed the murder. I might be speaking the truth, but I can tell the police any kind of thing, and dead men have no defense, unless, of course, the police is in prejudice. And so when he was murdered, the investigators were afraid of Sissy. When the investigator heard that the deceased was a sissy, he became intimidated. He was no longer able to investigate it objectively. He should have said to whoever was commissioner of police, I scared a sissy. Find a man who is scared of sissy to investigate.
You want to do it this way, though? Peter sensitive towards the pet.
My spiritual advisor, don't say that to me.
The mother.
Don't say that to me, my spiritual advisor. Please don't say that to me. And so therefore, therein lies the problem. So we have to tell young people that there are certain behavior that if they participate in it, opens them to blackmail and therefore violence. That's the reality. The only problem is I'm the only person who will tell it to you. And I will tell it to you because I had an interest in it because of the powerful Haitian involvement. So I wanted to see how this can turn out. And that's it. And don't forget,
there was no Haitian involvement. You won't have no interest in it then.
No, this one was crucial. All right? Haitian involvement.
What if it wasn't a Haitian situation? You wouldn't care.
I know exactly what happens.
It wouldn't matter to you?
I know what happens in the case of Bahamian. I just told you what the Bahamian defense was. That he challenged my manhood. So everybody say, kill him! Right? But there is evidence to show that that was a lie. That was a lie. So I wanted to see exactly how it would materialize with the Haitian. You want me to be honest with you, right? Right?
I mean, it is
Do
what it is.
you not know that Norman?
I appreciate your honesty.
Do you know that Norman is of Haitian descent?
Yes, I always knew that, yes.
So what is your problem? I like you. I'm prepared
No, but
to
I'm
say
just trying to
I
say,
took
what's the
an
difference?
interest because Norman parle Creole Haitien. And so I wanted to see how this is going to work out. All right? So it's a case where the prosecution didn't want this case. All right? Didn't want this case. And I didn't need anybody to tell me because I'm 60. How old am I now?
67.
I'm 67. And there are many things that you end up knowing at 67 if you live long enough in a society. There are things you know. And therein lies the problem. So you have to tell your sons, if they're involving in kinky sex and videoing it and taking picture of it, then you're open to blackmail. Now, we may not want to admit, or we may never think that our children are involved in these kind of things, but they are. And that can be very deadly in a society like this where you don't want people to know. All right? You wouldn't want me to tell you about the case that came to the Supreme Court when the fella killed the guy, and his reason for killing the guy never came up, but it was always suspected that he killed the guy because the guy was HIV and his girlfriend was pregnant. And so when he discovered that his man lover was HIV and his woman lover was pregnant, murder, they wrote. These are some of the things that happen in your society when people live in double life. When people are doing up a bunch of nonsense. And so what do? You don't go to court and say, now listen, I'm gay, my boyfriend, he has HIV, and when I discover that he had HIV and my girlfriend is pregnant, I decided I had to kill him because he betrayed me. I hate to be saying these things, but that's what it is. This is Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Speak to young people and tell them act sexually responsible. Other than that, it's disaster in our hands. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. It's powerful. Hold on, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Rule is my spiritual advisor. Bradley, what time is it?
It's a call-in segment. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775. 698-0776. I'm getting some very disturbing news about my member of parliament.
Who is your member of parliament?
I don't know.
You don't know who's your member of parliament?
I know who's my member of parliament, but I don't know if these allegations of him being terminated from BAIC is true.
Who is your member of parliament?
My member of parliament is Leroy Major. Mr. Leroy Major, please. I expected you to be in my father's funeral on Saturday, but you didn't show up.
He didn't show up too?
Give me a call, Mr. Major. What's going on, man? You're my friend. I'm your constituent. I came next door to the house to clean the yard next door where those old folks are being treated, and we had a conversation. Call me. Did they fire you from BAIC? Mr. Leroy Major? Give me a call, please.
You're not pushing F&M propaganda on the show.
8146, Mr. Leroy Major, you're my member of parliament. I need you to call me, okay? 814-6096. I'm hearing reports that you were summoned to the Prime Minister's office and you were given some papers, and that your last day at BAIC is Friday coming. Is this true? Please call me, sir. 814-6096. I don't know if these things I'm seeing on social media is true, because you don't believe everything you see on social media. Anyhow, the lines are open. 323-7775, 698-0775, 698-0776 is the number to call. Call us. We had some good topics today. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Yes, welcome, Special Advisor.
Yes.
Honorable Leader, Senator Rodney Monker. Special Advisor, I call helpless with this O.J. Simpson thing.
Yeah.
It gets messed up in Mark Furman and he planned the gloves.
And I believe
the
that.
Gloves.
Remember the parliament.
And that was one of the serious situations. Another thing with the prosecution, they should have never let O.J. try that glove on.
Glove on, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe the gloves was planted too.
Yeah, the glove was planted.
Yeah.
It was planted. And another thing, like when he tried that glove and that didn't fit. But remember now, O.J. couldn't kill them. The reason being, O.J. had serious arthritis problem. And Goldman was a black belt in karate. But O.J. Simpson know who killed him. But he didn't physically kill them.
You don't
And
think?
the prosecution, there was some people they supposed to call, they never called you. They just went on that planted glove and called it that.
Yeah. And then I understand he was walking around with some blood samples in his pocket. I don't know why he did that.
That's Van Atta. And don't forget now, the murder also was saying that Faye Resnick was the cocaine dealer, and that's why Goldman them get killed. Because Faye Resnick was in jail, but she was the one who they saying they did come to deal with. But OJ had some arthritis problem. He couldn't deal with them, but he knows what happened.
So you're saying he may have been accessory?
You're right. He know who do it.
Or he may have conspired?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I appreciate y'all very much.
Yeah, man.
God save the king. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and I appreciate you all very much. Keep up the good work.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right, take care. 323-7775.
My spiritual advisor, I am saying something which suggests that this is a statement from the office of the Prime Minister, and that the office of the Prime Minister is pleased to announce that Senator Terrell Young will be taking over new responsibility, perhaps in the Ministry of Agriculture, while holding on her substantial or his substantial position, and that Leroy Major is being elevated.
Okay.
So how come you don't have this?
Elevated where?
Just you look at it. I
Yeah, I
can't
have
read
that.
that too well. You have it? Well, you didn't say that. You've suggested that he's been fired.
I never suggested that. I told you that I'm hearing that his last day at BAIC is Friday.
I am suggesting that from your description, it was suggested that he's been terminated. That's.
But he's been moved.
And I am saying to
His
you,
position is no longer.
and I'm saying to you that you had a duty to go a little step further and point out that he's being promoted.
Senator, I could only look at what I have. Now you have something totally.
So you don't have what I have?
No.
Okay.
No.
Very well.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, my spiritual
But
advisor.
323-7775 is the number to call. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh.
It's something I need to clarify with the O.J. Simpson.
Case? What is
Yeah.
it? What is it?
Listen, his first wife was a black woman that he had children with. And then he married a young lady who came from high school and he saw. Now, back to that killing. He did, the killing was not done in a restaurant. O.J. had an apartment around the corner that he bought for his wife. And the gentleman came from the restaurant who they said is a gay fella. And O.J. met him there. And I understood it couldn't be O.J. wanted to kill a gay fella and then a woman, and a gay fella is very strong. Ain't no gay fellas, there's no weak fellas. When you fight one of them, you better be strong. So, in no way, so that killing, that is more an O.J. involved in that. And by the way, the wife investigating officers in that case was Mark Freeman.
Yes, we know that.
And Philip Abbott. Don't leave out Philip. He's
Yeah.
just as bad as him. That's why all of them get fired. 3 of them get fired. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. Are you there?
Hello?
Yes, welcome to Freedom
Yes,
March.
how are you?
We're doing well. How you doing?
Wonderful, I'm great. Special advisor, Mr. Monco.
Hello.
This is Shanika.
Yes, this is Shanika. My heart goes out to that young lady that was assaulted. And, I just would like her to be strong, that God is with her. And that, just to call out to Jesus and stay strong and get to a pastor or ministry along with counseling to see her through that. Next, I would like to say, you know, the great O.J. Simpson has passed on, and, you know, condolences to him and to his family. And then finally, spiritual advice. I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Why did you think that if a black man marries a white woman, he is sold out? You know, that's by choice, because for me, whoever that 5-star man is got up for me from heaven, you know, I'm marrying based on purpose and character. You know, that's going to win me over the most, besides look and physique. My thing is, you don't know where your spouse could be coming from, so I don't think you should say that's a sellout. That's by choice. So what do you think? I agree with Mr. Monco on this. I'll listen to what you have to say. Good afternoon.
No, before you hang up, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Do you know there are a lot of rich black sport athletes in the United States, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you know most of them marry white women?
Well, I have never taken a survey on that.
Okay, that's the problem then. So my only question is why.
As a black woman, you know what you bring to the table. So don't feel as though that's a sellout. That's a miss out on them, because, hey, if you have the rubies, you have the character, you have the brains and the looks, and most of all, like me, you are a woman of God, my God, that's a miss out on them.
Okay.
So I'll talk to you later, sir.
You take care of yourself. Do well. 323-7775-69807. We have any calls, Ms. Medusa? Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes, sir. A very blessed. Good afternoon, sir. How y'all doing?
Good afternoon.
We are fine.
Bless in the Lord and do good. Lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him.
Amen.
And He shall direct your path.
Amen.
I'd like to send out a shout to all the senior citizens around the Commonwealth of Bahamas, especially those around the family islands, the sick and the shut in, those in the private homes, and to every family which about to deport to the loved one back to Mother's Earth, that earth has no sorrow that heaven cannot cure. And let us continue to pray for the male seats of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and the leaders of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. 2 Chronicles 7:14 says, my people, and then my people, then Zion travail, sons and daughters shall be born into the kingdom of God. And I'd like to send out a shout to everybody that knows Ezekiel, better known as Brother Joe, and can't any good thing
Brother
come
Job,
to him for
Brother
us.
Job.
Come and see. And you all enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care. Okay.
Thank you, Ezekiel.
Welcome to Freedom March, Call Your Life.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good day. How is everybody?
Everybody's well.
I called in reference to the case with the security guard that was raped. I hope she finds peace with God, and with time, she can get over it. I'm not going to call the hotel's name, but I worked over to one of the hotels for about 15 years. And a few of my siblings also work. And one of my sisters, she worked in security. And due to short staffing, I would say, I don't think that should be a reason, but due to short staffing, they regularly have females patrolling by their cells in the night.
Wow.
Yes, and it's one case with my sister where it was spring break, and she was to the security booth where you let the people through, and this big man, a white man, come rushing to her booth, you understand, and wasn't clothed.
When
And
he was naked?
yeah.
Okay.
The days get like that. The spring breakers, they came back. And she was ever so shaken up until she moved out of the department. But there was a few cases even when she was patrolling close to the boarding area. Mm-hmm. Man, these people, it's come out of nowhere.
I'm going to tell Mr. Monroe, because he is the minister responsible for security. And he should make sure that these companies have adequate security, to make sure that these kind of things doesn't happen, particularly against female security officers.
Yeah, and even if it was two of them, you understand? I understand not sending one person,
right,
one female, by herself. But even if you have two females, but they have a lot, and if the securities want to call in, they can tell you it's very frequent that they have females in dark areas,
Right.
poor lighting, over Atlantis, to different hotels.
I'm going to tell Mr. Monroe. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Go well.
323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March. Call your life. Call you there? All right, we lost that call?
Cyril,
Yes, sir. How are you?
how y'all doing?
Great, great. How you doing?
Yeah, I just called to let Mr. Monka,
So,
with that growing that dope thing, I think they should cancel that or put that back for a long time, man. Because if you notice something, that's going to create plenty crime and plenty killing. That's the same dope thing if they pass that and growing it. You know why?
Why?
Because if I ain't doing nothing, then I get a couple of guys that go and try to take somebody weed or take somebody dope too.
Well,
You understand what I'm saying?
I don't know if they can be able to reach that Conky Joe man dope on the airport road.
Well, Mr. Monka, if I was the Prime Minister, I would put that off for a while. I would not push that through because it could be dangerous. You take what I tell you.
I shall take what you say.
It could be dangerous.
Yeah.
They shouldn't push that through, man.
Well, you better.
Plenty crime can happen with that same dope.
Well, let's fast and pray.
Yeah, that's what you can do.
Yes, sir. Thank you
All right.
very much.
Yeah, Mr. Earl.
All right, take care. Welcome to Freedom March. Call your life.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The spiritual advisor, Mr. Lunker.
Hello, my dear.
Yes, I'd like to congratulate the taxi driver who did so well with the tourists.
Which one was that?
That's Mr. Coleman.
Okay.
The tourists did a tape on him that he made him very comfortable.
Okay.
And he sent it to the tourism.
Well, that's wonderful.
Okay.
We congratulate him.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you
This
so
is
much.
powerful.
yeah.
I also would like to congratulate a cab driver by the name of Henry Dummett. Henry Dummett drives cab, and he treated an American tourist so wonderfully that the tourists made a video about it. At some point, I'll show it to you. So I want to congratulate Henry Dummett. And then I also would like to congratulate a citizen who last night found a cell phone at Lyndon Pinlings International Airport. The cell phone was open, and he would have been able, if he was minded to steal, he could have stolen the cell phone and changed the chip in it. But when the owners called the phone, he answered, and he is a resident of the Yellow Elder constituency, or should I say community. Brother Cooper, and Brother Cooper turned in the cell phone, and the two citizens who received the cell phone, they were so pleased. They could not believe his level of sincerity and honesty. So we thought we will shout out Cooper of Yellow Elder. And this is powerful.
323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March. Call your live.
Hello,
Your live, caller.
Brother Monka.
Sir,
How are you?
listen, I'm fine. How are you?
Pretty good. Spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon. How you doing?
Spiritual advisor.
Yeah, turn your radio down, please. Do us a favor, please. Turn your radio down. Right. You see that?
Hello?
Mr. Medusa,
Hello.
Mr. Medusa, ask the gentleman to turn this radio down, please. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon, sir.
How you do, sir? Brother Monka.
Sir,
Yes, sir. But spiritual advisor, I am so sad that they're starting off with your member of parliament. There's about 6 more of them. They're going to get the same thing with alleged that Mr. Major is getting tomorrow.
why are you suggesting
About
that...
6.
Hold on a second, Negro.
This is the second half.
Hello.
Second half.
Why are you suggesting that something has happened to him when the government says in its statement it is a promotion?
Well, it could be. Don't forget now, the last person that was at PAIC, Arnold Falls, was promoted too. So I don't know if they use you to do your work at PAIC to see if you can hold a higher office. But what I'm saying, I said there are about 6 more that got to be moved around.
Okay.
You got my judgment today.
Okay.
Trust me.
We appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Yeah, how you doing, brother? Brother Monica,
Sir.
you all right?
Yes, sir.
Spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon.
Boy, I like what you do to Brother Monica. You throw him under the bus this evening. Now you remember what you told him, man.
What did I do?
You caused him, he caused you vote for Frankie. That's what's good. You throw him under the bus. Now one more thing again. OJ is in that case because the police was crooked. Number one, he didn't like black people, and he changed the glove.
Yeah, and he denied using the N-word too.
Right. If he didn't change that glove, but the Lord suffered him to change the glove, and the gloves didn't fit OJ. That's how I'm going to win that case.
Yeah, we recognize that. Among some other things. But
Okay.
yeah, thank you so much,
And
Paul.
then you know.
Yeah.
But I like how you and Mother Monica are doing.
Thank you so
They're doing
much.
a pretty good job. I'm watching every evening.
Thank you so
We
much.
thank
sir.
you. We thank you.
Take it easy.
All right,
Okay.
you too. Take care. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hello.
You're live, caller. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, Brother Monica.
Sir.
I was just wondering, whatever happened with this thing with, the minister talked about this DNA testing and the getting for the passport for those who only had the affidavit.
Well, you know, he has spoken about setting up where you would have DNA analysis to determine if a man who is not registered on a birth certificate is in fact the biological father. I do have a problem with that, but essentially it appears that the minister is pushing what I call the Bryn Simonette position. Yeah, so they're working on it, and this is very, very interesting indeed. So we're waiting to see how this is going to materialize. I think it's unlawful. I think it should not happen. And if any man decides that he is the father of the child, that's the end of the story.
It should be.
Yeah.
Especially even if you went ahead and do a DNA test. If you're saying that that is the law, now that a child is legally, then what is the issue? Why is it taking so long to decide exactly what to do?
Well, they're saying that if the child is not registered, the father is not registered on a birth certificate, then there has to be DNA. And
you do the DNA.
Yeah, they're saying you have to do DNA to determine if there is biologically the father. I have a problem with that. I think there's going to be a lot of men who's going to be in for a lot of surprise.
Too bad.
But what if you do the DNA and you take it into the passport office? That proves that you are or not the biological father.
Well, if you do the DNA and it says you're not the father, then
you can't get it done.
Then your child will not be given citizenship.
But if you do the DNA and it proves that you are the father, then why is it with the delay?
Well, there should be no delay. Have you done it? And did you go? Hold on a second. And did you go to the people that the government designate to do the tests?
Look, it's one of the major laboratories.
No. Listen to my question. The major laboratory may not be who the government has designated.
Did they designate any particular lab as yet?
Not yet. I have not heard that. So you need to ask the Minister of Health who should go to test your baby. Where should you go to test your baby? You got me?
I understand.
Because you may be going to the wrong person. That's the point I'm making.
The test still proves either or.
Yes, but it is not a person that the government has confidence in.
I think that's ludicrous.
It's like COVID. You remember there was a point when you had to be licensed to test people for COVID. So there were many people who were testing, but nobody regarded their own as legit. So you have to find out from Dr. Michael Darwell, where should you go to have your DNA tested? All right?
All the DNA tests will definitely have to be done in the United States.
Well, I am opposed to it being done in the United States. I think Bahamian DNA should be done in the Bahamas.
No, they
And
still have
my
to send it
DNA
off.
and my DNA should not be stored in the United States. Do you know what that means? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, my DNA should be stored where I made the baby. You got me? Next thing you know, they got all kinds of trouble in the United States they put on me.
Yeah. All right.
All right, thank you, sir.
Y'all have a good evening.
You're welcome,
Take
Rod.
care. Welcome.
Hello?
Yes, you have 60 seconds. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hello, speak quickly.
Hi, Mr. Rodney. How are you doing?
Listen, I am fine. What's on your mind?
I need your Jamaican. I need your cell phone number. I want to talk to you, maybe.
Well, take my number. Every Jamaican, here it is, 801-5760. 801-5760.
801.
Yes,
Yeah.
5760.
Okay, Mr. Rodney. I need to talk to you.
No problem. Call me about 7:30 tonight.
That's it. No more calls for today.
Okay. Well, my spiritual advisor, it's been an exciting evening.
There's somebody in the line? Welcome to Freedom March. Call you there? Hello? No. I'm sorry.
It's
go ahead, sir.
been an exciting evening.
And very interesting, to say the least.
Yes, and so,
If it doesn't fit, then you must have quit.
really,
Number 32.
this is powerful.
My idol when I was growing up.
Really?
I wish I could find that shirt.
Okay.
It was a gold shirt with a black 32 on it.
Yeah.
Front and back.
Yeah,
O.J. Simpson.
really.
Anyhow.
And you thought he was guilty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm not saying that he should have killed them. But I understand.
Really? My spiritual advisor, I call upon you to repent. There can be no justification for a man to kill his wife. All right? Listen, men, love thy wife. All right?
Absolutely. As Christ loved the church.
Do well. This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save our blessed sovereign, King Charles III, and the entire royal family. Wow. God save the King. Do well, everybody. Tomorrow,